Is this what you want? This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, hipster hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script. You know, normally I would come on here and I would start ranting quickly about how Monday Night Raw was garbage, it was boring, but that's the same old thing every single week. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me complain about Monday Night Raw. But I have to be honest with you, man. And I said this on Friday, and both shows are still equally terrible. Don't get me wrong, and please don't misconstrue what I'm trying to say. Both shows are still equally terrible. But I like what Monday Night Raw is doing, or has been doing for the past couple of weeks, and I hope to see it continue on Monday night. And I know it's a Paul Heyman initiative, but I love to know what's coming up on the show. I love the fact that at the beginning of the show, they get you ready to know what's going to happen throughout the entirety of this show. I love the fact that they get you ready for the next week. They already have next week booked and next week planned, and they're getting you excited about giving you a coming attraction and a graphic about what's happening on next week's show. Stuff that we usually see in NXT and what NXT does on their weekly television show. And normally, like I said, I would come on here and shit all over the show. But I got to be honest with you, man, and I've been his biggest critic. And I know he's got me benched on social media. And I want everybody to know it was simply because the creative behind the man, that is Seth Rollins, was downright insufferable. And all I've been saying is what you got to do to fix this guy is turn him heel. That is all you need to do. They prolonged it. They waited. They went back and forth on it. They didn't execute it. And now look at what's happening. Seth Rollins closed Monday Night Raw. Yes, the big show was still in the main event, which is just baffling to me, being that it's 2020. You know, the big show. Gotta get it in there, man. But Rollins in the main event with the AOP and the addition of Buddy Murphy. I loved Buddy Murphy sitting outside during the main event. He sat outside during the Erick Rowan squash. He sat outside after losing to Aleister Black for a third time, which I'll talk about in a little bit because I don't know what happened in that match. It resulted in a loss, that's all I know. But he sat outside, frustrated, lost, disgruntled, not knowing what to do next with his life. And here we have Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, which I still think is a little cringe. The Monday Night Messiah. And I don't know what it was, man, but the visual of Seth Rollins holding out his arms as if he's legitimately Jesus Christ. Come here. Well, I don't know what he said. Come here, my son, or whatever the hell he said to Buddy Murphy. And Buddy Murphy helped Seth Rollins and AOP win that main event. And Buddy Murphy went in to go hug Seth Rollins, and Buddy Murphy is now a part of this unnamed stable that Seth Rollins is quietly putting together. I thought that was fantastic. And the one thing I have asked for is Rollins to turn heel and feel important again. If he can continue to mold this new heel character in this role that he's in right now and develop it over the next couple of weeks and really transform himself into what I think they're going towards, we might have a new version of Seth Rollins that we could all get behind finally once again. And I think it's great. I love the way Monday Night Raw ended, and I love the fact that Buddy Murphy's a part of this thing. And not only that he's a part of it, I'm glad that he's on TV. Because that's all I wanted. I want guys like that to get their opportunity. You're going to place him next to Rollins and AOP. Hopefully it works out. We haven't seen it yet, but hopefully it works out the way we envisioned for AOP. They're already feeling the just enhancement being behind Rollins, and I hope the same thing happens with Buddy Murphy, man. I love the way Monday Night Raw ended, and I love the visual of Seth Rollins embracing Buddy Murphy into his quote-unquote cult. I thought it was great. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Monday Night Raw. It is January 13th, 2020. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. If you enjoy anything that you see or hear on this podcast, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It absolutely helps out the channel, and the video gets searched in the YouTube search boxes. It pushes everything to your recommended and homepage. So make sure you guys do what you got to do to get the video out there to the widest audience possible. We're going to do things a little bit differently, man. I'm not going to bog you down with Twitter and social media and this and that. I'll spread that out across the show. I want to dive right in to the podcast tonight, and I want to go right into what opened Monday Night Raw, which was Randy Orton. Randy Orton came out. Fans were chanting Randy. They were in Lexington, Kentucky tonight at the Rupp Arena, and the crowd was on and off, but they did come alive when it really did matter. Randy Orton came out, and he opened Monday Night Raw. He said he was asked to excitedly welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. He said excited isn't really his thing, which I can kind of feel him on. I'm not really the most excited individual for literally anything. I'm not excited, but, you know, I get excited when certain things happen. You know when I'm excited. Randy Orton, I can't really see jumping for joy and, you know, putting a smile on his face for the sake of putting on a smile. Nothing really excites this guy unless his wife is on a beach wearing a bikini, I'm sure. So he said excitedly isn't really his thing. So instead, he called AJ Styles to the ring. This is what excites him. Beating the shit out of AJ Styles is what excites him. Styles quickly answered the invite. Styles asked Orton if he called him out there to brag about tricking him. Remember the knee injury and the fake knee injury that he brought upon AJ a couple of weeks ago? The one that I said didn't make any sense. Yeah, that knee injury. Still don't understand why it happened. I liked the thought behind it. The execution of it is still terrible. So Styles asked if he's out there to brag about tricking him. He said he really believed he was hurt. Styles said since last week's match, many people are saying his RKO is the prettiest they've ever seen. Most of them said my RKO was phenomenal, said Styles. Said maybe that will be all he needs to go throw out 29 other men in the Royal Rumble, including Orton, Brock Lesnar, and then they were interrupted by Drew McIntyre. Now, before I go on to what Drew McIntyre said, I see that WWE is building up a Randy Orton and AJ Styles feud with the premise of my finishing move is better than yours, or I could do your finishing move better than you could do your finishing move. Which is basic fucking elementary shit. This is WWE creative in a nutshell, folks. You got two caliber athletes like Randy Orton and AJ Styles, and this is what they're feuding over. I could do your move better than you could do your own move. That's literally what I envisioned when I was watching this segment. I don't know what you guys seen, but that's exactly what I seen. Meanwhile, I remember back to SmackDown when they were on Tuesday nights, and Randy Orton and AJ Styles, they had their first kind of face-to-face, and Randy Orton kind of went over, you know, the indie version of AJ Styles and, you know, how he was never good enough to make it in WWE and all this shit. That's what I wish that they would go back to. Now we're doing, I could do your move better than you could do yours. I don't know who writes this shit, but clearly it was written in crayon. Drew McIntyre interrupted. And that includes Drew McIntyre saying last week the conga line had him on the ropes and he reached deep down and overcame. He said he's looking for bigger and better opponents. He said Styles and Orton are having an RKO measuring contest. My RKO is bigger, said Drew. I said that too. I was going to make a sister joke, but I'll refrain because everybody thinks it's cheesy. I was going to say, that's exactly what your sister said on Tuesday night. You know, because SmackDown's not on Tuesday night, so I got to fill my calendar up with something, you know? You could take that as you wish. That's exactly what he said. My RKO is bigger, said Drew. Orton threw his mic in the air and turned around. Drew told him he's addressing him, so look this way, wanting him to look at him. He said he wants to prove he is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble. He told Kentucky that they have two choices. They should talk all night or they should wrestle. So Vic Joseph said it was supposed to be Styles and Orton. We were advertised to get Styles and Orton. But then Drew added himself in an unexpected way and booked himself into this match, making it a triple threat match. You're not going to get any complaints out of me. I didn't really care about seeing Orton and Styles to begin with. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, who is on this new upswing of momentum as a babyface, which I guess really, does it really need to be addressed why he turned babyface? I'm going to go and say the answer is no. I don't think Drew McIntyre needs to really address why he's doing what he's doing. I don't think WWE, normally they would. Normally they would have to address and give me a reason as to why, but I'm going to let them slide this time because Drew McIntyre has been in a sea of nothing for far too long. This guy is too good. He's too big. He's got it. And they have not done anything with him. The fact that this guy is on Monday Night Raw and has not had a major championship around his waist is an absolute fucking crime. They have not done this guy justice at all. The fact that he's just now finding some sort of momentum after this guy was booked into the fucking ground on Monday Night Raw, doing God knows what with Roman and Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley and Dolph Ziggler. I don't even give a shit if they don't give me an explanation. I'm just glad to see people finally taking to him, and the more people take to him, maybe WWE will realize, well, this guy's actually over. Let's do something with him. Because apparently his looks were not going as far as everybody expected. So the simple fact that Drew McIntyre is building some momentum for himself, and he's finally kind of breaking out of that shell on Monday Night Raw and showing some personality, I hope that this all works for him. Now, I put on social media, I put on Twitter tonight with Drew McIntyre winning this match tonight, because that's exactly what he did. Drew McIntyre won this match in 11 minutes. With him winning this match, I posed the question, is Drew McIntyre possibly going to win the Royal Rumble? And I don't think he's going to. I don't think WWE actually has the fucking balls to do something like that. I'm pushing for Matt Riddle or Keith Lee. I don't think WWE has the balls to do that either. That makes too much sense. See, Matt Riddle makes too much sense. Keith Lee makes too much sense. Drew McIntyre makes too much sense to win the Royal Rumble. So they won't do it. I got my pick to win the Royal Rumble, and I'll talk about that as we get on with the podcast, but WWE doesn't have the balls to book Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble. I'll tell you exactly what I think is going to happen and how I would book WrestleMania going on into the Raw after Mania with Drew McIntyre. But I do think he's going to have a solid showing. And I do think this year, finally, Drew McIntyre is going to have some championship gold around his waist. He's just too good. And a stare down with Brock Lesnar or a back and forth with Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble is something that I'm genuinely interested in seeing. A matchup with Brock Lesnar is something I'm genuinely interested in seeing because Drew McIntyre is 6'6". Having him stand face-to-face with Brock Lesnar is as legitimate as they could possibly get after Lesnar has already beaten everybody else. It's a fresh matchup, and McIntyre, just given the size of Drew McIntyre, standing next to Brock Lesnar, I think it would serve as a legitimate contest. And I think you guys agree with me on that as well. So this was pretty decent. Nothing over the top, nothing too exciting here. Drew McIntyre wins. So there was a moment in this match where Styles and Orton, they were going back and forth. They tried to do each other's finishing moves. Styles kicked Orton with a Pele kick. He went for an RKO. Orton shoved Styles off and kicked him in the midsection. He signaled for a Styles clash, and Orton delivered a Styles clash for what was a very close near fall. And he looked a little stiff doing it, but Randy Orton delivered a beautiful Styles clash. Fans were chanting RKO. Styles ducked and rolled up Orton for a 2 count. Orton then popped up and hit the RKO. Drew was on the outside. He came back into the ring and hit a Claymore kick on Randy Orton, rolled over Orton, and covered Styles for the 1-2-3. So Randy Orton did not suffer the pinfall. It was AJ Styles who took the pinfall here. And Lawler went on to pick Drew McIntyre to win the Royal Rumble. And I'm thinking to myself, well, there is the number one clue as to Drew McIntyre not winning the Royal Rumble. As soon as Jerry Lawler said that, I had to put that in my notes because I found that to be just funny. You know, when someone like that on commentary says, oh, he's my number one pick to win the Royal Rumble, more than likely they're not going to win the Royal Rumble. Just like how the commentary teams on WWE, will we see a new champion here on Monday Night Raw? You know, they keep saying it over and over and over again, and you know we're not going to see a new champion because if they have to reiterate that aspect fucking 6 times during the match, you more than likely know it's not going to happen. So McIntyre wins here, and the guy is too good. Hopefully he is positioned slowly but surely. It should be quick because he's been on this show for what seems like forever, and the guy deserves an opportunity to break out and shine and be a major presence on this show. Hopefully this is his year. If not this year, there's no hope. There's no hope for Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins, we hear from the Monday Night Messiah. He is in street clothes, and he is walking with AOP. He said nothing and no one can stop them. AOP spoke in their native language in support of Seth Rollins, saying Owens, Joe, and Big Show. You know, Big Show, who is main eventing Monday Night Raw for the 2nd week in a row in 2020. I don't know what decade I'm in. Big Show cannot stop them. He said that they are the destiny of Monday Night Raw. Big Show will be on Destiny 2, I'm sure, in the hotel room tomorrow morning. Because it's reset day. Why wouldn't he be? He said he sacrificed more than anyone will understand to be sure that Destiny remains intact. Said that they just impose their will tonight, or they will impose their will tonight and show the world what happens when you don't embrace the vision of the Monday Night Messiah. So there you go. I'm liking it, man. I still got to get used to it. Hopefully WWE doesn't burn us out on the Monday Night Messiah nickname because, you know, with Michael Cole, it's boss time and the big dog and all this shit. WWE usually takes something that sounds cool and beats it over the fucking head until you can't take it anymore. I'm hoping, and hopefully it doesn't happen with Seth Rollins here and his new Monday Night Messiah persona. Ricochet versus Mojo Rowley. Before we get into this exciting matchup that nobody asked for, make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for live tweeting with me. We are on Twitter every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown on Fox. So make sure you guys are following me all across social media. Mojo Rowley made his way down to the ring. He got right in Ricochet's face before the bell. Does Ricochet feel just downright unimportant on this show? It's amazing, man. I put out a tweet earlier in the evening about the Street Profits, and a lot of you guys actually agree with me. I put, remember when the Street Profits were actually cool? And it seems like everything that just ends up on Monday Night Raw dies 1,000 deaths. Ricochet is absolutely dead on this show. He has no momentum whatsoever. Absolutely none. It's not even the same version of Ricochet that came up from NXT. Ricochet in NXT was absolutely exciting. He was just fucking all over the place. The guy was just a charisma machine. You know, in the ring. I mean, his promo still needs some work, but my God, he felt like a main event guy. He felt like he was going to take this company by the balls and show everybody that a guy his size is going to ascend the top of WWE. And he hit Monday Night Raw, and this guy is absolutely ice cold. Ice cold, to a point where they got him in nothing matches with Mojo Rowley on Monday Night Raw. So Rowley made his ring entrance. He got right in Ricochet's face before the bell. Ricochet threw Mojo over the top rope. And this one was pretty academic. I don't know why Mojo Rowley got as much offense as he did in this thing. Really didn't make any sense, which proves my point that Ricochet is not really a top priority on this show. I know Paul Heyman has reportedly been advocating for Ricochet. He is one of the many people on this show that Paul Heyman finds a big interest in. And I don't know if Vince McMahon is giving Ricochet the Cedric Alexander treatment, like the Humberto Carrillo treatment. We haven't heard from those guys since they got pushed. Humberto was, for at least 6 weeks, being pushed to the moon on this show. To no reaction, but he was being pushed, and you could feel that. Then he was off the show, then they put him back on the show to try and heat up that feud with Andrade. I don't know what they're waiting for, unless he's selling injuries. It's like, wow, what is it, like 3 weeks now he's selling the DDT on the concrete? I guess that works. But another 2 weeks, 3 weeks go by and we don't see Humberto. We're going to assume that Vince McMahon has already killed his second push. And I feel like Ricochet has been VKM'd on this show. And I hope that's not the case. Ricochet landed on his feet after a dive, hit a recoil, and he leapt off the top rope with a 630 for the win. And again, cringe on commentary. I put it in the notes. Joseph said that Ricochet easily could do moves that you could create in a video game. As long as it's not WWE 2K20, because I'm sure if Ricochet is going to do the 630, he probably would have fucking glitched in midair, and then the screen would have went to blue, and then you would have got an error message on PS4. Ricochet wins in 6 minutes. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Backstage, Street Profits, they reacted to Ricochet's win. Montez Ford suggested Monday Night Smoke to be the new name for their show. I wish I was surrounded in a cloud of smoke so I didn't have to watch this fucking program every Monday. Talked about the fist fight later. You know, the fist fight, that is just WWE's cool way of coining a Texas tornado match. Yeah, that fist fight. The whole time Angelo Dawkins was reading a sheet of paper or writing on a sheet of paper, Ford got his attention. Finally, Dawkins says he was working on his Oscar ballot. Ford complimented him for a pop culture reference because WWE is known to try and be cool with their pop culture references. Nobody is better than Moro. That's for sure. Dawkins says it's time to hit the Queen's music. Oh, joy. Great. I gotta hear Charlotte come out and android herself down to the fucking ringside area. You know? Good thing she didn't say anything. So no android tonight. Charlotte Flair made her way down to the ring. We were getting Charlotte Flair versus Sarah Logan. I'm not sure if you guys realize, but Sarah Logan is still employed by the WWE. A lot of people on my timeline didn't even know that she still had a job with this company. Charlotte Flair and Sarah Logan, 2 minutes, absolutely a waste of time. This was sloppiness personified. Charlotte Flair didn't take one bump in this match, not one. It was brawling, there was fists in the ring, there was fists outside of the ring. Sarah Logan sloppily threw Charlotte back into the ring. Charlotte didn't know whether she wanted to be on the outside or on the inside. I don't know what they're doing. Charlotte, not that I give a shit, feels unimportant, but the reason why, and I don't mean this in a way to disrespect your queen, okay? But Charlotte feels unimportant, folks, because the WWE has treated the women's division to be unimportant. Now, what I would personally do is, you know, somebody in this company clearly has it out for Sarah Logan. I don't know what the fuck the woman did. She looks great. Physically, she looks the best she's ever looked, man. And I give her props for that. She looks really great. But I can't imagine WWE doing anything with her. I imagine the only reason why we're seeing Sarah Logan on TV is because the Royal Rumble is coming up and they're going to need participants from the Monday Night Raw side to be in the Royal Rumble. So they want to make sure that you know that Sarah Logan still has a job here and that she will be in the Royal Rumble. This will probably break down a little bit further in the Royal Rumble. But the reason why Charlotte feels so unimportant is because the women's division is unimportant. There's nobody there for Charlotte to go up against. There is no division. You have Kairi Sane, who's injured. You got Asuka, who's tied up with Becky Lynch right now. Becky Lynch is the Raw Women's Champion. And then you got Charlotte Flair. That is it. That is the entirety of the division. I don't count Liv Morgan and I don't count Lana. I don't. Because they're not active female competitors in the women's division. Maybe Liv Morgan. We'll see how well she's come along next week when we see her in the ring with Lana. But Sarah Logan is another one, completely miscast, completely misused. What I would do is I would move Sarah Logan down to NXT, give her a breath of fresh air down in NXT, and move up a Bianca Belair, or move up a Candice LeRae, or move up somebody. Or a couple of people. You got Shayna coming up undoubtedly. I would move up a couple from NXT and just send someone like Sarah Logan back down to NXT, so you're not really pulling too much from NXT and you're kind of giving back at the same time. She could probably use it. I'm sure she'd love it. And we would get to see what she really can do. Because 2 minutes with Charlotte Flair on Monday Night Raw isn't really doing anything for Sarah Logan. She's just there. And like I mentioned, Charlotte didn't take one bump in this match. She won with the figure eight. And she threw Logan over the top rope, put on her robe, and walked out of the ring. Because she's the queen. And she's giving you an inside glimpse as to what's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. I guess Charlotte produced her own match because she didn't take one single fucking bump in this match with Sarah Logan. Not sure why Sarah Logan is being treated the way she is, but to me it looks like somebody has it out for her on Monday Night Raw. Joe told KO to be more vicious. They were backstage, him and KO. Joe told KO to be more vicious, and the more vicious things get, the better off that they are. So he told him not to worry so much about the specific rules of the fist fight, which is nothing more than a Texas Tornado match, just cheesed up in WWE terms. So KO agreed. In walked the Big Show. He told KO not to be so stressed about the rules and did the fist. 7XL is what Big Show says his fist is. KO denied being overly concerned, and he introduced his fist. And he says, this is going right for Seth. He walked away. KO told Joe that's a good plan. And he's glad he's on the team. Joe said the fist was the size of a ham. Ha 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 ha. Where's Otis? Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are out next. And we're going to talk about what happened here and why this was 20 minutes of WWE stalling because they don't have any creative direction on this show. Just so that you guys know, quickly, I uploaded a new video on Monday night, right before Raw, around 6 o'clock. Tessa Blanchard, my thoughts on the racism and the bullying accusations by several of her peers in the pro wrestling industry, and my thoughts on her winning the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. That video went live at 6 p.m. Make sure you guys go and check that out. 30 minutes of extra audio for you guys right here on the channel. Let me know what you think. Leave a rating, leave a comment. Big situation with Tessa Blanchard. So if you guys missed that or anything else that I uploaded over the weekend, Off the Script, episode 308, everything you need, all the playlists that you need will be linked down below in this very video down in the description, man. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman walked out to the ring. Heyman was mocking the Southern tone, told y'all need to show a little respect for the champion. Let me do that again. He was mocking the Southern tone of Kentucky. Well, y'all need to know, I need you guys to show some appreciation for the champion. I don't know if I sound like somebody from Kentucky or the Beaver himself, Mr. Dunn. Lawler said we're not that far south. Heyman said, ladies and gentlemen, things that live in Kentucky. Heyman introduced himself, and then he proceeded to tell everybody in the audience how stupid they were for chanting his name along with him. See, this is where Paul Heyman shines. He might not shine as the executive director of Monday Night Raw, but he shines when he is the way he was tonight on the microphone with Brock Lesnar. Fans are chanting, you suck. Lesnar's smiling, and, you know, at this point, Lesnar was not smiling. He said, fuck this shit. I'm leaving. Why am I in Hicktown? So they left. They looked like they were leaving the arena, and Heyman stopped in the aisle and said, ladies and gentlemen, my client does not suck because Kentucky was chanting, you guys suck. They re-entered the ring. Lesnar held up his WWE title, paraded around the ring like he usually does, making $500,000 per minute. Heyman said he told them last week Lesnar would outlast 29 others, unworthy beings in the Royal Rumble, and win the Royal Rumble. He reiterated it was a spoiler and not a prediction. He said that there's a streak going on in WWE, perhaps the greatest of all time. He said there was once another streak at one time, but Lesnar conquered it, meaning the Undertaker streak. Heyman said the new streak is his spoilers. Uh-oh. There's a little seed right there. There's a little seed planter right there for you, folks. I'll tell you what that means in a second. Says the next streak is his spoilers because every single time Paul Heyman says this is not a prediction, it's a spoiler, more than likely he ends up being right. I don't think I could recall a time where he was wrong when something was said in that manner. He knows. He is the Nostradamus of Monday Night Raw. He said they're all about his matches and Lesnar's matches, and Lesnar's matches, they all come to life. He said spoilers are written by, encouraged by, enabled by, implemented by, and executed by Brock Lesnar. He said Lesnar isn't going to eke by a Royal Rumble victory. He said he'll eviscerate 29 other men and conquer the WWE Universe. He said anyone who doubts his spoilers will be proven false because his spoilers tell the future, like I said, and shall set everyone free because only the truth flows from his mouth. And out comes our truth. With the 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95, get me a fucking Slurpee and a hot dog with cheese title. Mountain Dew on the side, title. Bag of spicy Doritos on the side, title. Why it's still a thing, I don't know. He made his way to the ring with that irrelevant title. I'm glad you called me out here, Paul, says Truth. Said Lesnar might be the most favorite to win the Royal Rumble, but his childhood hero, John Cena, taught him to never give up. My eyes immediately panned to what Brock Lesnar was doing in this moment, and Lesnar was laughing his ass off at the name drop of John Cena. Folks, if you guys watched Off the Script, I have predicted, and I want Matt Riddle to win the Royal Rumble because I do think that WWE owes it to us to build up a new superstar. Now, like I said, they don't have the balls to do that, so I'm going with the WWE way. R-Truth has mentioned John Cena in a few different instances, whether he's talking about the U.S. title or an open challenge or whatever. This instance, he mentioned John Cena, and he's out there talking about the Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar in the ring. If that is not a clear-cut sign about what WWE is thinking about doing, I don't know what to tell you. Now, it might be nothing. I know some of you guys hope it's not what I'm hinting at here. But I do think that John Cena is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I do think that John Cena is going to be number 30 in the Royal Rumble, just like he was in 2008. I think John Cena is going to eliminate Brock Lesnar. And I think John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble in 2020. He's going to win number 17 at WrestleMania, and then he's either going to lose the title on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania or forfeit the title because he's done what he set out to do, and we get a tournament for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw, ultimately with Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship. Either way, tournament, he wins the tournament, he wins the title, or John Cena comes out and defends the title on Monday night against Drew McIntyre, and that's pretty much it. Drew McIntyre is crowned the WWE Champion on the Raw after Mania. That's my prediction. I didn't do a predictions episode of Off the Script, but I just gave you a prediction right there, and it's a damn bold one. I'm going with John Cena to win the Royal Rumble, and him, Truth, dropping the name John Cena in this instance, in this segment with Lesnar in the ring, talking about the Royal Rumble, was not done for any funny moments or done because it's just something that sounded good. This is a tease. This is a seed planted, and WWE did this by design. John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble in my prediction. Lesnar might be the most favorite to win the Royal Rumble, but John Cena taught him to never give up. So for the first time ever, the 24/7 champion will enter the Royal Rumble. Oh, joy. Oh, joy. Then we'll have fucking 29 other idiots chasing the title. Said he knows he is a big, big, big man, but I know you will go flying over the top rope, Paul Heyman. So Truth was talking to Paul Heyman. He was not even talking to Brock Lesnar in this instance. Lesnar laughed, and he was laughing in the corner. And Heyman looked over at Truth, and his eyes just completely bugged out, like he's seen a ghost. So fans were laughing. I found this to be entertaining enough to a point where I did not hate it. I am not all serious business, folks. I do enjoy some entertainment and some comedy when done right. Heyman told Truth that he's not in the Rumble match, and Lesnar was still laughing. Heyman informed Truth that if he enters the Rumble, he's going face-to-face with Brock Lesnar. So Truth asked Heyman, so you're not in it? Then Truth said, okay, my bad. So for the first time, the 24/7 champion is unofficially undeclaring his entrance in the Royal Rumble match. I don't know why I laughed so hard at that, but I did. I found that to be hilarious. He told Heyman he talks a lot. Fans started laughing again. You keep going on and on and on and on. Then he had the crowd chant along with him. And then he made some snoring sounds. So he was kind of reenacting how we feel in the third hour of Monday Night Raw. It's pretty much what R-Truth was doing. So it gives away all the spoilers. But Truth does not like spoilers. He said he's not in the Rumble and he doesn't want Brock to take him to Sioux Falls City. Again, I laughed. I don't know, it's just childish comedy that I just found entertaining, and the only one that could pull it off and make it funny, even though it sounds so cheesy, is R-Truth. And R-Truth is one of those guys that you just can't hate. You just can't hate on him. He's fucking entertaining. What can I say? He doesn't want Brock to take him to Sioux Falls City. Heyman said it's Suplex City. He's not funny, and nobody likes you. Nobody. Lesnar then stepped up to Truth. Said he's not funny and nobody likes him, so when Lesnar stepped up, Truth said he has one question for Lesnar. He actually touched Lesnar, which is a fatal maneuver. He asked Lesnar, what's up? He then did a split and started dancing, and I swear to God, I know I'm not the only one who thought this. I thought Brock Lesnar was gonna fucking start dancing with R-Truth. I really thought this guy was legitimately gonna start dancing with R-Truth. Seriously. So, obviously, when he started dancing, he stopped. Lesnar looked at him, gave him a clothesline, pretty much knocked him in half. Or split him in half, I should say. He gave him an F5, and that was it. Now, I asked and proposed on social media, why wouldn't Brock Lesnar pin him for the 24/7 title? Now, if I was a part of WWE Creative and I was booking this segment, I would have had R-Truth take the F5, eat a pin from Brock Lesnar. I would have had Brock Lesnar eat the 24/7 title, wake up tomorrow morning, shit out the 24/7 title. It'll probably look like that fucking Halloween burger from Burger King, all green and fucking slimy. Have him eat the title, shit the title out, flush it down the toilet, so we don't have to see it anymore ever again. That's exactly what I would have did. I don't know why they didn't do that. See, I could be creative as well. He then picked up the microphone, did Lesnar, and then said, that's what's up. And again, I laughed. Because Lesnar on the microphone is TV gold. He doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't need to. He's got Paul Heyman to do that. But when Lesnar speaks, it's TV gold. It's always entertaining. So this was fun. I really enjoyed this for what it was. It was there by design. Now, this was done in a manner to tease the John Cena entry into the Royal Rumble. It also was blatantly obvious what WWE is doing in there. They do this quite often. They fill TV time like this for 15, 20 minutes because they just get tired and bored and uncreative and they don't know what else to put on the show. That's exactly what it did. It took up a nice chunk of TV time on Monday Night Raw. So Truth was being helped to the back by a couple of referees. Mojo came out. Mojo Rowley. I don't know why. I don't know who wants to see him on TV. But Mojo came out, kicked R-Truth in the face, and pinned him for the 24/7 championship. So Mojo Rowley is the new 24/7 champion. I guess he made somebody, or I guess he made a bet with somebody in catering. I'll bet you a slice of cheesecake that I'll go out there and win the 24/7 title. Now Mojo Rowley is the recipient of Titus's homemade cheesecake. There you go. So we go from Mojo Rowley to Lana and Lashley. Oh joy. Oh joy. Charlie Caruso was chasing them down as they were exiting a limousine. I wish that they were entering the limousine and driving far, far away from the arena. Charlie Caruso went up to Lashley and Lana. And Lana says she can't deal with the questions about the wedding any longer. I can't deal with Lana and Lashley being on TV, so the feeling is mutual, honey. The feeling is mutual. Lashley then asked Charlie if she enjoyed it. The answer should have been no. It was the worst segment in Monday Night Raw history. But she went on to say, a little bit. A little bit. Lashley then asked her if she appreciated how lovely Lana looked, or was it how everything went wrong? Lana said everything went wrong. Everything about Monday Night Raw is wrong. Never mind the fucking wedding. So she recapped all the people who interrupted the wedding. She said, even Liv Morgan showed up and tried to stop us. I advocate for more Liv Morgan and less of Lana and Lashley. And Rusev can join them too. Just give me Liv Morgan. She didn't say what Liv Morgan accused her of, so I guess you guys can use your filthy imaginations. Lana said she and Lashley have made 2 New Year's resolutions. I hope this is a joint effort to never show up on Monday Night Raw again. That would be the greatest resolution in the history of resolutions. She said their first resolution is that everyone is jealous of them. Oh, really? You know what I'm jealous of? I'm jealous of the people that actually stay awake during this steaming pile of garbage. And the other resolution is to crush Rusev. Now, the only thing that's crushed is not Rusev. The only thing that's crushed during Monday Night Raw for the 3 hours of this show is my soul. Every single week, my soul is crushed by the sounds and the vision of Monday Night Raw. So we get this overly exciting, I can't wait for this unbelievable matchup of Bobby Lashley and Rusev. Oh joy, oh joy. We'll go over how unbelievable this match was in just a second, but I gotta shout out my sponsor, man, because I got a new sponsor for tonight's show. And it's 2020, so you know what that means, man. It's a new year, a new me, a new sponsor, and new balls. Yeah, you heard me. I didn't misquote myself. New balls. Men. And women. I guess you could listen, but this is for the men. Listen up. Hairy bushes are so 2019. Now, if you're going to pick any New Year's resolution this year, you like that segue, right? From the Lana and Lashley segment to the New Year's resolution here. Yeah, man, I know what I'm doing, bro. I know what I'm doing. If there is one New Year's resolution this year, let it be to take care of your junk. Manscaped is making it easy with their grooming products. Now, that's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has skin-safe technology, so this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. Now, guys, I know. Listen, this might be TMI, but I know when you shave your balls and you're using a regular razor or a regular electric razor that isn't really safe for the skin down there. I know you cut yourself, man. I know that you guys have cut yourself. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past. And don't use the same trimmer on your face as you're using on your balls. That is just absolutely disgusting. Please don't. And if I find out if you do, I'm going to come and I'm going to slap you with the Manscaped 2.0. And then you're going to be forced to use it. Don't use the same trimmer on your face. It's nasty. Manscaped also has a crop preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant, and moisturizer. You put deodorants on your arms, at least I hope you do. I hope you do. Now, most wrestling fans don't, but I hope that you guys do. All my off-the-script listeners, I think, are savvy people that use deodorant. You already put deodorant on your armpits, so why not put deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? Get 20% off and free shipping with code SCRIPT at manscaped.com. Start the new year off right by using the best tools for the job. Your balls will thank you. 20% off, free shipping. Use code SCRIPT at manscaped.com. Guys, that's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use that code SCRIPT at checkouts. And your balls will thank you. And I know you will thank me as well when I finish this Bobby Lashley and Lana segment on Monday Night Raw. After slugging it out, Rusev landed a spinning back heel kick for a 2 count. fast forward to this thing because the match was completely boring, and I'm not going to bore you with the details. They didn't have a Johnny Gargano classic here on Monday Night Raw. Fast forward to the ending. So we got Rusev and him connecting with a Machka kick on Bobby Lashley. So Lana's on the outside. She's reacting to the Machka kick. Rusev set up his accolade submission. Lana distracted him on the ring apron. They hit each other with simultaneous clotheslines, did Rusev and Bobby Lashley, and they both went down. Both were slow to get up. So Liv Morgan comes walking out. She's looking very nice tonight, very lovely as Liv Morgan. She walked out. Liv walked up to Lana and dared Lana to hit her. So Lana takes a obvious plant's fan, or the fan that was a plant. This guy was holding a drink in his hand, a soda, and she flipped the soda onto Liv Morgan's face. Soda went splashing right into her face. Liv was blinded. Lana then threw Liv Morgan hard into the security barricade. Lashley then speared a distracted Rusev because, of course, for a 1-2-3, and Lana and Lashley got one over on Liv Morgan and Rusev. Lashley wins, and that was it. Oh, joy. Oh, joy. I knew with Liv Morgan being out there and being thrown into the barricade, our dreams of a mixed tag team match were happening right before our very eyes, folks, and I'm sure you all can't wait for that one. So Charlie Caruso said she had some breaking news. Hopefully Lana and Lashley quit the WWE, because that would be the only breaking news I would legitimately give a shit about. Lana called Liv Morgan a troll and a stalker who is obsessed with her. She said she can't blame her. She said Liv cannot intimidate her. She said Bobby proved his superiority over her former husband. Lana then challenged Liv and Rusev to a mixed challenge, is what she said. This woman has not gotten her lines right completely in one single week of television. Wasn't she an actress for a couple of fucking D-level movies? Seriously. Not 1 week did this woman get her lines correctly at all on Monday Night Raw. There's always a botch or four in her promo on Raw. Why? Why? I know nobody's perfect, but Jesus Christ. Show me that you can fucking act. Maybe I'll enjoy you a little bit more. I already beat Rusev, Lashley says, so now you want me to beat him again. And then now I've got to take care of you on top of it. Oh my God, if there's a split and this is over, oh my goodness, man. Somebody's listening to my prayers out there. She kept yelling that she's a fashion influencer and a supermodel and just a terrible actress and a celebrity and nobody wants to see her. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody can intimidate her. Monday Night Raw intimidates me every single week to a point where I don't want to see what the fuck it has to offer any week. Seriously. Moving on from this garbage to more garbage, we go from one garbage segment to the next. The Viking Raiders have an open challenge. Oh, joy. Open challenge, folks. Open challenge means that WWE Creative has nothing for the Viking Raiders. That's what that means. Ivar said anyone who challenges them goes down. This fucking tag team division has gone down in a steaming pile of fucking flaming bullshit. That's what it's gone down in. Said they have proven their dominance throughout the entire Raw tag team division. It's comedy hour on Monday night, man. What tag team division? These guys want to fucking open up for Dolph Ziggler at the comedy show? What tag team division? They dared any team to try and stop them. Let the raid begin. AEW seemingly has raided all the top tag teams in the industry and left nothing for this fucking show. So the Viking Raiders are waiting and waiting and waiting, and out comes Sunil and Samir Singh. This is your tag team division on Monday Night Raw, folks. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Open challenge means they got no fucking plans for these guys. They went from beating the Street Profits and the OC back to job matches. I'm anticipating a fucking NXT team, and here we are. WWE throwing jobber teams at the Viking Raiders once again on Monday Night Raw. Man, I can't wait to see what the Revival does with their contracts coming up. WWE wants to keep them. I think if they watch Monday Night Raw, that it's going to drive them away quicker than they could fucking blink. Awful. We deserve tag team wrestling. The Viking Raiders deserve a tag team division to actually raid in. I'm waiting for the day, or the Monday, where WWE throws AOP in the Viking Raiders' direction because there are no other teams. And at that point, when that time comes, the AOP aren't even going to be worthy of a tag team title shot because they would have done nothing. And the only reason why they're getting a tag team title shot is because they're the only team on the show that the Viking Raiders have not met in the ring. That is fucking sad. Legitimately sad. You ruined the Profits. They're not cool anymore. The OC is garbage. Who else is there? I don't believe that this is the current state of the... I complain about it every single week. It does nothing. My breath is like fucking evaporating in midair. I'm wasting my breath talking about this shit. Nobody gives a fuck. They don't care. Why should I care, right? I just want tag team wrestling. Hour 3, we got a contract signing with Jerry the King Lawler in the ring. Becky Lynch and Asuka signing their contract for the Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch is out there, and Asuka comes out. She dances and starts yelling in Japanese. Becky signed the contract. Asuka signed the contract. Becky Lynch said in the microphone, "May the best woman win." Asuka then got up from the table, and this was pretty tame up until this point. Asuka got up from the table and sprayed Becky Lynch in the face with green mist. Becky went down. Asuka grabbed the microphone, began ranting and yelling in Japanese, didn't lay one hand on Becky Lynch, and exited the ring with Kairi Sane. So we got the trainers and the agents coming out there. They're wiping her eyes with the towel. They're wetting her with water, pouring water in her eyes. All which WWE showed a slow motion replay. And this was awful. I don't know if you guys picked up on this. I did. It might be nothing. It might be a reactionary thing, but it really didn't look good at all. And it kind of took away from the moment because of the close-up of the replay that they showed. Becky Lynch was standing there in front of Asuka. Asuka got up. And before Asuka even spit anything out of her face, Becky Lynch had her eyes closed as if she was waiting for the mist to just come flying in her face. It honestly took away from the moment a little bit. I don't know why they would show a shot like that. Becky Lynch had closed her eyes a good 2 seconds before Asuka even spit the green mist in her face. It looked ridiculous. It absolutely looked ridiculous. I don't know if you picked up on that. I don't know if I'm being a little nitpicky on that aspect, but I didn't like that at all. So you got the agents out there, you got the trainers wetting her eyes and pouring water on her face, wiping her face down. She's selling it like $1 million, like it's burning her fucking eyes. It's like Becky Lynch had that alien's fucking blood, the green liquid, poured on her skin, So she's outside and she grabs the microphone. She said she is the most dangerous woman, Asuka, that Becky Lynch has ever faced. And she said that she tried to find the anger to fight with her. She said when somebody puts her hands on her, she brings forth a badness in her. She said she doesn't care if they've tried to hide her, Asuka, from her. She said if she has to go down again, she'll go down swinging, but I swear to God, I'm taking you with me. And she was wincing and squinting, and the agents were there as they guided Becky Lynch to the back. I am a fan of this program, this storyline. I love the fact that Asuka is in Becky Lynch's head. I didn't like the contract signing. I thought the contract signing was awful. I thought the promo from Becky Lynch was decent to good. Becky Lynch sold the mist in her eyes. Becky Lynch sold the intensity as far as finally getting angry after weeks and weeks and weeks of doubting herself and thinking that WWE management is holding Asuka back away from her to protect her. I mean, how much is management protecting Becky Lynch from Asuka? I mean, she's got her own fucking ice cream sandwich coming out in April. Give me a break. Give me a break. They got her front and center in everything. Yet WWE or Becky Lynch thinks that WWE is protecting her. So, Asuka, I love the fact that Asuka is in Becky Lynch's head, and I think this match at the Royal Rumble is really probably going to be the best singles match or the best undercard match outside the Rumbles that we get all night. And I'm very much looking forward to it. I don't know where they go from here, but I could assume that one Shayna Baszler is going to win the Royal Rumble. And if Ronda Rousey comes back, which I kind of have a feeling she will come back, I do think that Ronda is, if she's back, going to win the Rumble, and they'll probably save Shayna for the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. But we'll see what happens. They could go either way. If Ronda is not coming back, Shayna's winning the Rumble. If Ronda is in the Rumble, she's winning the Rumble. and then they're probably going to save Shayna for Becky Lynch. And it's crazy how Becky Lynch went all through 2019 with Lacey Evans and then nobody else until Sasha Banks came around. And then they had nothing for her. No competition. She was paired up with Charlotte in the tag team division. And then this Asuka program, again, was revisited. It's amazing how all in 2019, if this is the current road for Becky Lynch, how she had nothing in 2019. Nothing besides Sasha Banks. Going on into 2020. Imagine if Ronda wins the Royal Rumble and we get that one-on-one match with Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania, which I know WWE wants because it's a headline match. And I think we do deserve a one-on-one match, and Becky deserves a one-on-one match with Ronda without Charlotte Flair. Imagine, Ronda wins the Rumble, Becky gets Ronda, then she beats Ronda at WrestleMania, and then she gets Shayna Baszler. Imagine that. Asuka, Ronda, and then Shayna. Just the thought of it. I'm trying to picture this. Just the thought of it. She beats Asuka. She beats Ronda. And then Shayna comes along and Shayna beats Becky? Made. Absolutely made. Look at what they're doing here. If they don't follow that path. Now, I don't know if Ronda's going to be in the Rumble. I don't. But if that's the case, Becky Lynch is going to be enhanced to a point where she's on top of the world and Shayna's going to come in and ragdoll Becky Lynch and win the Raw Women's Championship. Shayna is a made woman. I hope that's the way that they go about it. Patience is key. If Ronda is not in the Rumble, clearly it's Shayna. But if that's the way that they want to go and Ronda is coming back and they're saving her as a surprise, man, that's going to benefit Shayna more than anything else that they could possibly book. I hope that's the way that they do it. Because I think Ronda and Becky in a one-on-one match, I think it's honestly warranted at this point. Because we didn't get it last year, and that should have been the match all along. So we'll see what happens. So we go to Rey Mysterio. We see him being demasked by Andrade. And Sarah Schreiber attempted to interview Andrade with Zelina Vega. Vega said she isn't qualified to interview them. I'm not sure she's qualified to do anything. She called Rey a disgraced legend. She said Andrade was man enough to beat Rey Mysterio at Madison Square Garden to become the U.S. champion, and he was man enough to retain the title, and he was man enough to rip the mask off of Rey Mysterio. She called Rey a low-life little criminal who stole the U.S. title from her. She said that they filed a criminal report against him with local authorities. She said Rey is a disgrace to Latinos everywhere and a sad and terrible example to Dominic, his son, and all of his children. Andrade got in a few fiery words to close the promo in Spanish, and that was pretty much it. Charlie Caruso then interviewed Rey Mysterio. Away from Sarah Schreiber, Caruso interviewed Mysterio to get his reaction to what Zelina Vega said. He said he is being accused of being a criminal, not representing his people. He spoke in Spanish for a couple of lines and said Andrade thinks he can get away with anything. He said if Zelina thinks his example as a parent to his children is a joke, but it's no joke. He said Andrade tried to injure one of the most promising rookies in WWE, Humberto Carrillo. He said he's prepared to sacrifice years of his career in next week's ladder match. So we're getting a ladder match, and Rey Mysterio and Andrade might absolutely tear the house down in a ladder. Now, I don't know what they're doing with this. I really don't. And next week, we're getting a ladder match. He's going to take back the U.S. title, and more importantly, he's taking it away from Andrade. So I like I mentioned in the beginning, I like that Monday Night Raw's promoting matches ahead of time. I like that they're putting important matches on the show. This might honestly lend itself to opening this match up to another fuck finish. And this might be one of WWE's ways to prolong this feud. Because a lot of matches is very easy to fucking book a fuck finish in. You know this match is not going to have a clean finish. So I don't know what they got planned. But for Monday Night Raw, we're getting a ladder match. Rey Mysterio, who is, for all the rumors that Rey Mysterio is banged up and his knees are fucked up and he's, on his last couple of years of his career, he's going out in a blaze of glory, man, I'll tell you that. And Andrade is one of my favorites on the entire roster, probably one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. And we got these two guys in a ladder match for the United States Championship. Not only is it what Monday Night Raw should be doing on a weekly basis, this type of shit, but this is great for the United States title. And I'm excited to see what they do here. So I'm loving it. I think that's great. And they're getting you ready and conditioned that the ladder match is coming next week. Good. So you have actually something to look forward to next week on Monday Night Raw. Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say about this. This is the third match in their series of matches, and every time I say the same thing, these guys are legitimately the best thing on the show. But I have one issue here. I have one issue with this entire thing, and that's what happened at the end of the match. And we're going to fast forward to the end of the match because, I mean, what you want me to go over here is the same thing that I've talked about the previous two times that we've seen these two in the ring. So, fans were really into this. Kentucky woke up from whatever they were doing. So, I love the fact that Vic Joseph was saying, Buddy Murphy, is Murphy going to finally solve the riddle that is Black? I love that line. Black put his leg on the bottom rope after a Murphy's Law. I love the fact that Buddy Murphy hit the Murphy's Law. He pulled Aleister Black away from the ropes. He pulled his arm in so that his arm won't go and reach the ropes. But Aleister Black, being that he's a tall dude, got to the bottom rope with his left leg. Fans were chanting, "This is awesome." Murphy tried to lift up Black from another Murphy's Law. Black was dead weight at this point. And Black surprised Murphy with a black mass. And that was it, or should have been it. The referee stopped the count because supposedly it was assumed that Buddy Murphy had his shoulder off the mat. Now, I don't know what happened here. I really don't know what happened here, but I hated this fucking ending. So, Buddy Murphy had his quote-unquote shoulder up. I don't know if this was the referee getting cue from the back. I don't know if this was something that he legitimately seen, but I DVR Monday Night Raw every single week. And I go back and I look at things throughout the show, and I pick up on things that, you know, you guys tell me to go pick up on, or if I see something like this, I have the opportunity to rewind it. And I looked at this 4 or 5 different times. People tell me his shoulder was up, his shoulder was up. Buddy Murphy's shoulder was not up. Buddy Murphy was absolutely motionless. He did not move a muscle after the black mass. The referee stopped his count. Aleister Black looked at the referee as if he wanted to fucking kick this guy's head off and pretend it was a football with the fucking goalposts, 60 fucking yard field goal by Aleister Black. That's what he wanted to do to this referee. That's the look he gave him. That's the look I gave him sitting from my couch. This was awful. This was terrible. Now, we have it on record that Buddy Murphy kicked out of the black mass. And nobody should have kicked out of the black mass. Now, I'm trying to look at this in a positive light. If it's Buddy Murphy who kicked out of the black mass, then it would have been something I would have not really had a problem with, because I respect Buddy Murphy enough to give him that accolade and build up his resume on Monday Night Raw. I would not mind if Buddy Murphy was the first to kick out of the black mass. Just looking at his body of work and looking at where I think he should be and the caliber of athlete he is and where he really should be on this show, I would not mind. But the simple fact that the referee stopped the count, there was no kick out, there was no shoulder up, only for Aleister Black to deliver another black mass. And then the match was over. He kicked out of the first one only to deliver a second one, and that was it. I don't know what happened here. Now, it didn't take away from the overall great match that this was. I could watch these guys wrestle every single week. I don't want to, but if you're going to tell me to watch this, I'm going to watch. These guys were great. The third time these guys have been on the show in this type of role, and they've been the best thing on the show. And this creative team seemingly still can't book these guys correctly. Don't know where Aleister Black is going. I don't know what these wins mean over Buddy Murphy. It just seems that WWE has hit something that everybody seems to enjoy and everybody seems to go crazy on with social media nowadays. Everybody's raving and ranting about it on social media, so WWE's like, we'll give it to them again. They like it. We don't have a fucking clue what to do with these guys. We'll just book them again. They like the second one. We'll book it again. Will they like the third one? We'll book it again. Clueless. Absolutely clueless. And then we get Buddy Murphy laying motionless on the mat, and he, quote-unquote, kicked out of the black mass. I don't like that. That referee should be fucking suspended. Or whoever's in the back yelling at him in the earpiece should shut his fucking mouth. That should have been a 3 count and nothing more. The match went on one black mass too many. Again, I might be nitpicking. It might not be anything, but now we have this to look back on. The black mass is not 100% anymore. And I don't like that at all. Erick Rowan walked out. Murphy was sitting at ringside. He was so distraught that he lost 3 times in a row to Aleister Black, sitting at ringside. Charlie Caruso went over to him. Buddy Murphy, can I have a word with you? Charlie, not right now. Please, Buddy Murphy, can I have a word with you? Charlie, not right now. And then she backed away. Erick Rowan was in the ring with an unnamed opponent. This guy looked like he was fucking from a local garage band, cover band in Kentucky. He had the James Hetfield sideburns with the mullet look going on. Looked like he was the rhythm guitarist for some fucking band named the Chicken Coop in Kentucky. Their mascot is a fucking chicken who lays eggs on stage. I don't know. This guy looked like some fucking Kentucky local, clearly. Erick Rowan beat this guy in 1 minute. Same old shit. Rowan yanked his opponent to ringside, threw him into the barricade. Rowan wanted to show him what was in the cage. Rowan then reached in, pulled his hand out, and his hand was all bloody. His hand came out bleeding. Rowan then threw this guy into the ring, gave him the Iron Claw Slam, a bloodied Iron Claw Slam. He's got blood all over his forehead, and Erick Rowan wins in 1 minute. So that's that. So it looks like we are inching closer to having this thing be revealed. You know, for weeks, we've seen nothing but the cage and the cloth. Now, the cloth is being lifted up, and we've finally seen what the front door of the cage looks like. Maybe WWE knows what's in the cage. I still don't think they know what's in the cage, but we're creeping closer to seeing what's in the cage. So we'll see what happens here. Seth Rollins and AOP versus Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and the Big Slow. This one went 8 minutes. It was the first ever fist fight, which is nothing more than a Texas Tornado-style tag team match. No disqualifications, no hold bards, no count out. The referee stops the match when he feels like the other team is completely incapacitated. That was the only difference here. So that's that. AOP and Seth Rollins win. Buddy Murphy still sitting at ringside. He's still sitting at ringside during this match. So Big Show came out first. Seth and AOP attacked the Big Show, and Owens and Kevin Owens ran out. They had kendo sticks. They ran and came to aid the Big Show here. All 6 of these guys brawled. Seth and Show fought at ringside. The other 4 guys fought on top of the stage. Kevin Owens landed a flip dive off the stage onto AOP. It looked ridiculous. It looked like he hit hard on the concrete down below. Joe then put Akam on the table and landed a running senton splash through the table. So this was pretty cool. This was pretty fun in the opening couple of minutes. So meanwhile, Seth is taking care of the Big Show in the ring. Seth noticed Buddy Murphy on the outside. Show started to get the advantage on Seth Rollins. He gets thrown to the outside. He sees Buddy Murphy sitting on the floor on the outside of the ring. He goes over to Buddy Murphy on his hands and knees, does Rollins, and asks, "Help us. Help us. Please help us." So Show was in the ring. He yanks Seth back into the ring. Show chokeslams Seth and then set up for the knockout punch. Murphy came in and gave Big Show a low blow from behind. Seth then placed a table slanted horizontally in the corner, and Murphy gave Big Show a low blow. He then went into the corner and threw Show through the table, did Buddy Murphy. Murphy looked down at Seth, who was looking at him very thankfully that he came to help. AOP came and joined forces to beat down Joe, put him through the announce desk. KO tried to intervene here. AOP dropped him onto the announce table as well. So both Joe and KO went through the announce table together. Ref went to go check on them. Show was in the ring being taken care of by Seth Rollins. Seth went for a running stomp. Show avoided it. Murphy went over the top rope and then attacked Seth. Did Big Show. Set up a big splash out of the corner, but AOP entered the ring. And Big Show was double powerbombed off the second rope by AOP. Murphy re-entered the ring. He held Show front and center for Rollins to deliver a stomp. And that was pretty much it. The referee determined that Joe, Kevin Owens, and Big Show were out of commission and that they could no longer continue the match. Murphy stood in the ring. Seth and AOP celebrated. Then they eyed Murphy and they went to go hug. Seth and Murphy did, and Murphy has joined Seth Rollins as his newest disciple. The Messiah has a new disciple. It was fun for what it was. It was fun while it lasted, the main event. But I don't know where they're going with Buddy Murphy here. Like I said in the beginning, I mean, I pretty much stated what I needed to say about this in the beginning of the show, because it was, to me, outside of the Lesnar stuff and outside of Black and Murphy, it was the best part of the show. If Murphy is handled right in this role, the sky is the limit. The guy is too good. He's too talented to just float in mid-card mediocrity. If this is handled correctly, I think this is going to be great for Buddy Murphy. I want to see him more on TV. I want to see him get a true opportunity to show everybody what he's made of. And if you align him with Seth Rollins, I truly do think that this is going to rub off on him and it's going to have everybody look at him in a much different light. It pained me to see Buddy Murphy come out to that theme music and get no reaction from the fans. Now that he's with Seth and Seth is beginning to pretty much, I guess, fit into his role as a heel, as the Monday Night Messiah. Having Buddy Murphy stand there feeding off of Rollins is going to do nothing but good for Buddy Murphy. This is excellent. I don't know where they go with this. Normally, I get excited about something and WWE usually lets me down. They let us down. But I hope that they know what they're doing here. This is clearly, and if WWE didn't have any vision for Buddy Murphy, he would not be in this situation. Nobody thought about anybody being added to this quote-unquote Shield 2.0, let alone Buddy Murphy. But if WWE didn't have any plans for Buddy Murphy, then he wouldn't be in this situation standing next to Seth Rollins. I hope they don't let us down. If worked the right way, this could be unbelievable for Buddy Murphy's career. Let me know what you guys think about that. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you check out the description for all the other content, especially that Tessa Blanchard video. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Leave a comment down below as well. I love when you guys interact. And if you guys want to support the Patreon page, please do so. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And check out Manscaped, the sponsor for tonight's show. Manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Guys, I'm getting out of here. I will see you all for the next upload, which will be Off the Script Elites. We'll talk about Marty Scurll re-signing with Ring of Honor and becoming head of creative. What does it mean? And does Ring of Honor want to partner with AEW for a future company-wide partnership? We'll talk about that on Off the Script Elite. Guys, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you right back here for more content on the channel. See you guys later.